Nate Bargatze.
It's a lot to have two dogs because you got to open the back door and let two dogs out.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Casey's Center. Friday, April 24th. Tickets available at natebargatze.com.
April 24th. Don't even need THC, just watch that ad.
I'm Chris Williams. Join me weekly for the CW Pod on Iowa Everywhere, where I do a lot of sports business, the business of college sports, breaking down college football, and of course, intriguing interviews as well, weekly on Iowa Everywhere.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
Let's get it going. It's Murph and Andy on a Wednesday. Glad to be with you. Andy, let's have some fun for an hour or so.
I may not look like it, but I'm ready for some fun. I just had to get all dressed up. I put the tie on ahead of the show today. I gotta get to work to TV today, and I gotta get after it. I got a bunch of
hit
stuff
the
to
ground
do.
running.
Gotta hit the ground running, man.
You remember Monday when I was in Tempe? I told you about our Saturday tailgating experience in this parking garage where the fraternities party, and by the time we got there, no beer, no water, no pop, nothing. We eventually found some awful Kirkland seltzers from Costco that were warm and terrible, and we'd been better off drinking like a puddle. Anyway, so this was chaotic. I told you about the police came in, and they were polite, but they started this 30 bike wide slow pushback of all the people through the garage. Well, reporting coming out of Tempe today that they're after many years, they're ending it. Like that it just was so overwhelmingly awful Saturday that it's done, that they're not allowing tailgating in the parking ramp directly across from the stadium anymore, where it's gone on for decades. So it wasn't just my imagination.
It doesn't seem like a good spot for tailgating,
No.
being so enclosed and, with the roof. And I remember we used to tailgate before the St. Louis Rams games. There were a few parking garages where people would have grills going on inside, like grill smoke everywhere. It was just
This had all of that.
This didn't. Oh, so there were grills going.
Oh yeah,
It's
a full-on tailgate, except it's all in the parking ramp, and occasionally someone who is paid to park there is trying to leave, and there's just no way to leave.
That does sound a little dangerous. Sounds like a little too enclosed, but you do want that shade though, right? For Arizona, where you just cook,
especially late August game or a September game. Absolutely. Even Saturday it was 86, 87 degrees. Let's get to the Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines, setting the table for today's sports and more. Coming up, true World Series, ASU-ISU knockout, and can't miss movies. Can't miss movies. Like this actor, he or she's in a movie, can't miss it. Going to make a point to see it. Guest House Tavern and Oyster every Wednesday. Walleye Wednesday. That's fresh walleye and salt and vinegar fries tonight for $20. Right now, high or low since the last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
I talked with Tim Hawkins this morning, and he points out that last week Social Security announced that benefits are going up 2.8% for retirees next year, and up to 85% of that could be taxable. So with some proactive planning, you might be able to reduce that to 50% or even 0%.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's important to think about that kind of stuff before retirement, and that's the kind of thing that Wealth Charter can help you with. WealthCharterRetirement.com. I rode a high all day yesterday. I'm still feeling it today. I got off the anchor desk yesterday and went out and did a story That always charges me up. I feel really good about it. It was kind of a bittersweet story. Travis Audio Video is closing.
I saw this. We passed by there, and I saw the signs, and I hadn't heard this before.
Yeah, 76 years in Des Moines as a family business, all in the same family, started by their dad. And the kids took it over, and if they have kept that business going much longer than they probably should have been able to. I mean, can you imagine a consumer electronics store in this day and age where, I mean, not only is Amazon just killing everybody, but you don't just have Amazon, but you've got locally, even the brick and mortar, you got Best Buy and Nebraska Furniture and Appliance Mart, Target, Walmart. I mean, can you imagine trying to compete with them? They just had to just go like all in on service, but it's just kind of interesting listening sort of the arc of this business. It started out in like radio repair, not even radio sales, then got into TV repair, still not TV sales until like the 70s. They finally, sets were becoming reliable enough where people were, not getting them serviced 3-4 times a year.
Right.
And they had to turn to sales. And then they kind of talked to me a little bit about the way, television has kind of evolved in the different countries that make televisions has evolved. Used to be all American made brands, Zenith, Curtis Mathis, Sylvania, GE. I mean, those kind of those American made companies. Well, in the late 60s and 70s, the Japanese came in, Sony, Sharp, Panasonic, Toshiba. They had better TVs. They were cheaper. They knocked out all the American brands. And then after that, the Korean brands, LG and Samsung, came in, undercut and outperformed the Japanese models and really knocked all of them out. JVC, they're all gone. Everybody but Sony is gone. And there's LG and Samsung have just kind of ruled the world now. And then after them, the Chinese brands are going to come in and knock out the Korean brands as well. It's just kind of interesting to hear that whole timeline. But so the Travises are they're in business until early December, and I sat down and talked with them about their dad and their lives, and it was really interesting. So I'll let you know when that story airs, but had a good time doing that.
That's got to be such a difficult business to be in now, and I've thought about that many times because Jenny and I want to support local, and we do a lot, but we certainly don't do it perfectly. Sometimes it is just so much more convenient, or it is so much cheaper or less expensive to buy from someone who can do a crazy amount of volume versus your local dealer who just can't get that kind of volume. So you're right. It does come down to service. Is it something you need enough service for? And we're kind of in this world now, like we've seen this as we're moving. There are a couple of TVs that we had that work perfectly fine, but they're not really even worth the trouble of selling. Now, I gave one to Jake Brend because I saw one of his TVs gave out. We're kind of in the space now where you just use your TV until it finally wears out, and then you go get another one and you carry it out under one arm, even though it's 80 inches.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just recycle the old one and buy a new one. You don't fix it, and you don't plan on it lasting very long. And you understand there's a Black Friday deal.
Right.
Cheap. You don't care. Well, whatever.
They
I don't
pay
care
you
what brand,
$100 to take the TV.
I don't care what brand it is, really, but that it's a different world, and this has happened with so many things, so many items
right.
in consumer culture. But it's pretty remarkable that they have been able to keep this going for so long, and I think Des Moines is going to miss them a lot. It's a really well-known store.
I look forward to seeing that story. I'm glad you're doing that. It's always good to have you out there reporting. I'm going with a high two here, and it's from watching a TV. Last night, I watched the season finale of Chad Powers, and this has just been a pleasant surprise. I expected it to be a really silly show, and it kind of starts that way. But through the 6 episodes, I've been increasingly surprised at how much better it's gotten and how much deeper it is. And it's even touching in certain places. Glenn Powell is fantastic as Chad Powers. And Steve Zahn is like Emmy worthy in this role. He's so great as the football coach in this. And yes, you have to suspend some disbelief in this Chad Powers, but I've been looking forward each week to a new episode, and I did not expect that from this. I just thought it'd be a silly diversion, but it's more serious than I thought. It's got more depth than I thought. The acting is much better, and I'm recruiting more people to watch it so we can get a season 2, because last night was the season finale, and it sets up for more, and I'd like to see more. So that was my high. And boy, do I appreciate a good 30-minute show these days, because you like to find some that you don't have to commit an hour and a half to 2 hours to.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's kind of counterintuitive. You would think that, everybody would understand that our attention span is, like mouse length these days, and they would make everything shorter. But that's not the case. I mean, the movies have never been longer, and these some of these series that they produce for Netflix and Max and everything else, they go for 12, 15 episodes. They need to be 4. They just get stretched out so much, and you're like, oh man, come on, what do you read the tea leaves here? We can't pay attention.
My son Colin texted me this morning. He's like, oh, man, great Chad Powers last night. I can't wait for next week. That really sets up. I was like, I got some bad news for you. That was it. That's it. That's the season. He's like, what?
Well, that's good.
That's good. We need another season.
Left you wanting more.
Here's the buzz.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Proudly serving the Des Moines metro community for 120 years. That's even more than Travis. That's a long, long time. The World Series will go at least 6 games. So the Blue Jays bounce back. They were heavy underdogs after that marathon game. Blue Jays win game 4. Vlad Guerrero homers off losing pitcher Shohei Ohtani. So now it's the best of 3. And in something that's never happened before, the season started in a foreign country, started in Japan, and it will end in Canada. So the first game and the last game, neither one will be in the United States of America. Game 5 tonight, and then it's back to Toronto.
I'm so divided with this. I think it's been a really good World Series so far. It's been really entertaining. I kind of want the Blue Jays to win. There are things that I just like about them, like the team, like the fans, like Toronto. But the Dodgers won last year, and they've won plenty of World Series. I don't care about the Dodgers, but to have the performance that Shohei Ohtani has had and not win the World Series would be a shame. I mean, it really would be, because it would get lost, or at least it would get coated over by something else with this World Series. He is incredible. I mean, the superlatives don't do him justice. It is, I mean, what was he on base the night before? 9 times?
9 times.
9 times he's on base, multiple home runs. He gets out there last night, early on, he's throwing 99 from the pitching mound after he was played 18 innings the night before. He's throwing 99.
Yeah, he was on base at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. Iowa time, and then he's pitching that same day.
Just throwing BBs with full control. It absolutely incredible. And, I always think it's kind of weird when somebody will point out like they want to detract from him. They'll be like, well, that's a custom that they do over there in Asia. They, they'll have people that pitch and hit. And so, it's just not something we do. Like, you're taking it away from him.
Well, we do that here. It's called high school and little league.
Yeah. I'm somebody that I played a lot of baseball. I know baseball. I know baseball. I've never not found that weird. Right? I've never really gotten in touch with the core reasons. Like, they've never really made sense to me why pitchers just suddenly can't hit. Why we do that. I understand that they just stop hitting and they take them away from those positions and they don't practice hitting and that, and the skill passes you by.
Recovery.
I don't understand why they do that. So often, your best pitcher is the best athlete on the team, the best hitter on the team. We know that. I mean, and to take them out of half of the game of baseball, I've never really been able to understand. And then they get so bad at it. I mean, they're terrible at it.
Right.
So, they can be this incredible pitcher, incredible fielder, and they get up with a bat, and it's like the first time that they've ever been at the plate.
That's why we have DH.
You're just like, how does this happen? Why does it happen? And clearly he is proving that it doesn't need to happen. So I think that, honestly, if this was like in the business world, like the regular business world, they would make everybody pitch and hit, right? So that they could cut the number of jobs. But this to me it's like this is an incredible athlete who, if he just kept on with both of those skills, more and more people would be able to do this. We have a ton of athletes that would be able to do, maybe not to the level that he's doing it, but would still be very respectable hitters. So yes. I think it's really kind of exposed this age-old belief about baseball that it really doesn't need to happen.
Yeah, he clearly is a unicorn. We've never seen anybody like him.
But nobody gets the chance.
I know. You're right. You look at Game 3. Shohei Ohtani, as you mentioned, reached base 9 times. That's not a World Series record. That's a Major League Baseball record.
Right.
Across 150 years, nobody had reached base 9 times in one game. 9 for 9. He's on base.
Yeah, they went 18 innings, and then they walked him just constantly.
They intentionally walked him 4 times, and then one time it was essentially
kind of intentional.
An intentional walk. The other 4 times, 2 home runs, 2 doubles. And then the next day, as it turns out, because they played into the morning, the next day he became the first player in World Series history to pitch and bat leadoff. I mean, that's crazy. It's the highest in the order a pitcher had ever been. The next closest, Babe Ruth, batted 6th in the lineup. Shohei Ohtani first. So all of that happens. By the way, massive ratings in Japan. That won't surprise you at all. And like big ratings in Canada as well. And the World Series is doing pretty well in the United States. It's not America's pastime for passion anymore, but there's clearly a bounce back going on. So that's good to see. I did watch Game 3 until 2:45. It ended just before 2 a.m., and then the post game went for about 45 minutes. The Fox News on 9, of which I do the sports for, started at 2:45 in the morning because it followed the World Series. Incredible.
So it went for an hour, which meant it was off the air for 45 minutes before Today in Iowa started on WHO 13.
Well, good decision to pre-record that, whoever made the decision. Thank you for doing that. 18 innings that game was nearly 7 hours, and it ended on Freddie Freeman's home run.
Full count on Freeman. Little delivers. Freeman, it's one high in the air. Straight away center field. Varsho at the wall. Gone! Freddie Freeman, Mr. World Series, ends the marathon at midnight.
Dodgers radio network on the call there, and you can tell the announcer kind of had to wake himself up a little bit when that finally went out. And there were a couple of times Dodger batters had done bat flips. They thought it was over, and so did the crowd, and so did the announcers. But the temperature had turned cooler, and the ball just kind of died before it got to the fence. And I thought that was going to happen to this Freeman blast. I was like, oh, yeah, it looks good now, but it's not going to make it. And then it did make it and finally ended that. Interact on YouTube. The email is Murph_Andy at IowaEverywhere.com. And on X, it's Murph_Andy. It's all powered by our friends at the Cellular Advantage, U.S. Cellular, now owned by T-Mobile. So best of both worlds. Number 1 Iowa, number 1 USA. Some more hot topics here. Arizona State versus Iowa State. We heard from both coaches and players on both teams. This is one of those games, it's one of many, Penn State, Ohio State being another coming up this weekend, that when you looked at the schedule, you thought, whoa, that will be one of the biggest games in Jack Trice Stadium history, Big 12 championship game rematch. It just doesn't have that juice, not even close to it anymore. Andy, it almost feels like a knockout game. One of these programs is going to have a season that is underwhelming and way below expectations just a month ago. Will it be Iowa State or Arizona State? Because they're both not where they thought they'd be, and Arizona State has gone from 2.5-point underdog to 7.5-point underdog because star quarterback Sam Leavitt's not going to play. Jordan Tyson will be a first-round draft pick at receiver. He didn't play last weekend. He's got a hamstring, probably won't play this weekend.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier about how to categorize this game for Iowa State. Last week seemed like the not save the season, but save the hope for the season that you want game, and they blew that. What would you call this game? I feel like it's not even a must win now at this point. I feel like we're past must win. I feel like this is a
basketball time for the loser.
No, I mean, it's, you have to win this game. It is kind of a must win. I mean, you have to win this game. Yeah. It's like a can't lose game. Does that make sense? Where if they are able to win this game, then everybody kind of checks back in, and they at least they want to see the rest of the season. They want to, they'll get their hopes up, no doubt. I mean, they look really good in a win. I think everybody checks right back in. But I think if they lose the game, then I think you lose the season, right? You lose the pulse.
You do, and then you get to these stories of the fan base has gotten spoiled. You need to know your Iowa State football history. This is still much better than it used to be. Still going to a bowl game. There's still games to be played, but Cyclone fans don't want that. They're 5-0 just a month ago. I mean, it was all out there, and now it's not. But you beat Arizona State, get a little revenge for that Big 12 championship game beatdown. You're feeling better. There's still you go to TCU, you still got some games ahead. Certainly should beat Oklahoma State. Still got Kansas. That's another potential revenge game there. You feel like you could still finish strong, and October would kind of disappear from memory with a good bowl showing. Lose to Arizona State without their quarterback, and their backup Sims is not very good. He used to be at Nebraska. He was not good Saturday night. Then some fans are going to check out.
Yeah, it's kind of a do something for the fans game, right?
Yeah.
Keep them with us.
The Hawkeyes early touchdown underdogs against Oregon. Iowa, of course, off this weekend. That game, big game coming up a week from Saturday.
It's a shame that we have to wait for it, right? But at the same time, I need a deep breath before everybody can take a deep breath this week and just be like, okay, all right. Get myself all ready for Oregon. Let's plan something special, right? I mean, you can really put it all together, right? You can make plans if they're, there are Hawkeye fans that live all around the country. This is one of those games that they may want to make plans to fly in for, right? And do something really special. And they have an extra week to kind of put all that kind of stuff together. I think you might see that kind of stuff. People, looking at this game as like a I'll remember this for the rest of my life type game.
And up until a couple of weeks ago, it was a good Iowa State, Arizona State just gets the whole spotlight, gets that whole Saturday. Everybody can tune into that. It'll be a big game with national consequences. It has not turned out that way. A story that has been under the radar for reasons we understand. The Iowa State men's cross country team is ranked number 1 in the nation. Now suspended multiple athletes. Iowa State has declined to say how many and has declined to say what those athletes have been suspended for. Big 12 championships are Friday. Now, if you're an Iowa State cross-country fan or a cross-country fan, period, or you're in the cross country program, or even if you're the athletics director with a passion for running like Jamie Pollard, you're probably thinking, this is when it gets mentioned and talked about. It's a number one team in America. We can't get on these podcasts or in these newspaper stories or web articles. Not being number one wasn't enough, but now that there's suspensions, it gets mentioned. And I get that. I get that frustration from the sports that don't get the media attention or have the passionate, widespread fan base. But this is interesting. There are a lot of rumors out there. Won't get into the rumors because I haven't been able to confirm any of those. But I have been told, Andy, that it appears that the 7 runners that Iowa State will run for the Big 12 championship Friday are Iowa State's top runners. So I don't think this knocks Iowa State out of Big 12 championship contention or even national championship contention.
Well, yeah, good. I mean, that's a program to be proud of, and we know that Jamie Pollard cares a lot about this. This is his family sport,
sure.
And you're gonna participate in a sport, try to win the championship, try to be the number one team in the country, and it's good. They've got that nice course over there. We've been over there a number of times. They use it for a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'm certain there is some great stories to tell about the Iowa State cross country program, and no doubt about it. If we had a big staff and there wasn't any football going on, I'm sure we would have told a lot of these stories. We would have gone in depth about them, but it's just kind of an unfortunate thing.
Yeah, coincidentally, last night, John Sears was talking about how he had a couple of story ideas bookmarked on cross country that he wanted to do, but to do them right, he also needed to be able to go to a meet at some point. And we get into this combination football season, basketball media day. Basketball starts up, then the high school football, volleyball tournaments. It just gets tough to do. And yeah, we do wish we could. Now, the problem with not saying what the violations were or who the athletes were, like already see some speculation on here. Gambling, ? I do not believe it was gambling. But when you don't say what it is, you are going to have people that are going to wonder what it was. And sometimes there's privacy reasons for not saying that. But Iowa State will be at the Big 12 championships, and don't count the Cyclones out. The Cam Scadaboo injury was worse than thought. It is a dislocated ankle, a deltoid ligament rupture, and a fibula fracture. So that's why it looks so bad. The good news is it is, like, for all of that, is about a 6-month recovery. So he should be back for next season. He should be back for training camp. But AD, you said you had a similar look when this happened to you. You didn't have all 3 of those things, did you?
No, I just broke my ankle about 7 places. Thankfully, right. I still have a metal plate, like a titanium plate, and 6 screws in my leg. But luckily, I didn't tear any ligaments. And so even at the time, the doctor's like, you're lucky your ankle gave out because you didn't tear any ligaments there or your knee, and it's going to make your later life a lot better. So, like, I don't have any pain in my ankle or anything like that because... Really? And I mean, my ankle cracks a little bit when I walk upstairs. That's about it. So I got pretty lucky that my bones, I guess not drinking milk helped me because my bones were brittle enough to just break before any of the ligaments snapped.
Not drinking milk helped me. He's always got a way to avoid milk. Didn't this lunatic eat his cereal dry or put orange juice on it or something? What do you do?
Just dry.
Oh, yeah, and that would seem like the weirdest thing in the world, but Eddie does the same thing. I don't know if he got it from Andrew or what.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably
get it.
one day over there it changed.
I don't want to allow it in this house.
You shouldn't. Let's look at NFC North quarterbacks since 1992 by team.
I'm just glad the Bears aren't alone. I thought the Bears would have by far the longest list.
Packers, just Favre, Rodgers, Love. AD, go through the Bears quarterbacks since 1992.
Harbaugh, Walsh, Kramer, Craig, Stenstrom, Matthews, McNown, Miller, Chandler, Orton, Grossman, Haney, Cutler, McCown, not McNown. A couple of guys with the similar name. Trubisky, Fields, Williams. I've had at least 6 of those jerseys. and they've all lasted about one season.
Jim McMahon is on 3 of these lists here. Or no, he's not on the Bears list, but he came before Jim Harbaugh. Did he ever play for the Packers? Was he ever on the Packers roster?
Backup. That sounds about right.
It does kind of sound right to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because he's everywhere else in that NFC North, the NFC North. Yeah, man, and a whole bunch of these.
Though.
There's a bunch of first-round picks in here that just turned out like shit. Andre Ware, that's a first-rounder there that went nowhere. Joey Harrington, I think that's another first-rounder.
Yeah, the Vikings have the most.
Matthew Stafford, who won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Scott Mitchell was pretty good for a while. God, but then look at the Bears. Jeez, the Bears just had, that's a laundry list. The Vikings.
Man.
Jeez, there's some Warren Moons on there.
Gannon McMahon, Salisbury,
Jeff George. Forgot about him. There's some good. The Vikings have had some great quarterbacks just at the wrong end of their career.
Yeah, the examples of that would be Gannon,
McMahon, Moon. Rob Johnson.
Cunningham was really good with the Vikings. He
ran
was,
less
but he
and
passed more.
Wasn't like he was with the Eagles. Jeff George, downside of his career.
Favre
for sure.
Yeah.
Sam Ponder's husband?
Sam Bradford, what a waste he was as a first
it is.
pick. Jeez, you look at all those, man. I know that's just like grasping at straws for decades.
Andy, did you see as one person on social media, I don't recall the name, put it, Giannis walking across Wisconsin? Watch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One more. Jeez.
No travel call.
Yeah,
travel call there. Now, Reggie Miller tried to explain it on the broadcast as you get to gather. But you gather 1, 2, 3. It's still travel.
3 fully gathered.
Okay, so the gather ends as soon as both hands are on the ball. So here comes the gather.
Okay, ready?
When he goes to, he's carrying the ball too, by the way. So he's already shuffling.
2,
he took 3 steps before the gather.
3
steps before the gather and 3 steps after.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I never understand this in the NBA. I just don't feel like there's any way that you would get away with this at any lower level than that.
Yeah, and once in a while you'll see a guy like just take the ball and walk it up the court. Yeah. And there's no travel call.
And with somebody like Giannis, I mean, he's so tall, his feet are so big, his legs are so long. I mean, he's like literally traveling from the half court line to the basket.
He can do this without traveling and still only dribble a couple of times.
Yeah,
he has such long strides. But let's get a quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale.
Which drives you more crazy in NBA games? Traveling not being called, carrying or palming the ball not being called, or neither one really bothers me.
For me, I'm way in the minority here, but the palming carrying bothers me more when it's essentially it's similar to traveling, but you're supposed to have to dribble the ball straight up and down. No one does that anymore. It's just like a complete turnover. And sometimes they'll take like 3 steps while just holding the ball like a tray table and then finally turn it over and bounce it once and then go another 3 steps. Change the rule. If you're not going to call the rule, change the rule.
Well, it's traveling for me, but carrying is the same way. I mean, the slow motion makes these look so much worse and more egregious. And you just are like, okay, how is this legal? How is this legal? And then somebody explains it to you and you still don't understand?
Yeah, it still doesn't make sense. Confluence is the official beer of the Murph and Andy Show. Confluence Brewing. Taste, quality, craftsmanship. Can hear it in the pour.
Yeah, we had Noel Fiskus bought us a bunch of Confluence last weekend.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Last Friday when we were out there, and then he sent me home with all the extras.
God,
that was nice.
That's good teamwork, Noel.
Yeah, really nice. Yep, my refrigerator says thank you.
Let's get some more.
But wait, there's more from Either Or Eatery and Patio.
Ooh, Either Or starting to get ready. They're starting to get ready for tinsel. The holiday pop-up, it's not yet, but it's in the works.
Now, you can't talk about this until we clear Halloween.
I know, man.
Christmas season starts in the Downs house on Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, November, baby.
Yeah,
Calendar turns to November,
wait.
and it's time.
Yeah.
Get those tunes pumping.
Scott and Whitney
Jeez.
Seelix are like Christmas junkies, and they keep adding
They
stuff
do a good
every
job.
year. They do. They really get it all decked out. They've had a few teasers, the special menu, the cocktails, that'll all be coming out very, very soon. But in the meantime, still doing great over at 6222 Grand Avenue with just their regular fare. Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica yesterday as a Cat 5 storm. Category 5, winds 185 miles per hour, making it the most powerful hurricane to hit the island since records began 174 years ago.
Jeez.
Look at this. See the eye of the storm, the little outline of the island of Jamaica right there. Look at the eye of the storm going straight into the southwestern coast there. Hit that island. Murphy and I have been over on that western side of the island over in the Grill. I can't even imagine what that looks like right now. You go to Jamaica and you think to yourself, how are some of these buildings still standing? And
I'm surprised.
That's on a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's with
Surprised
no
anything
storm.
standing here
Beautiful,
now.
beautiful weather. The Prime Minister has said that no infrastructure on the island could survive a Cat 5 hurricane, and as many as 1.5 million people could be affected. They're still getting in there trying to assess damage. This is going to be a story for a long time. A Nebraska man fishing from shore in Council Bluffs has caught a 60-inch, 105-pound blue catfish this month. It is the largest of its kind to ever be caught on rod and reel in the state of Iowa, according to the Iowa DNR. So this is what this guy did. He caught he likes catching big catfish. Bryce would be so grossed out by this.
Yeah, so this is a big fish. This looks like a...
He grossed out over like great big river fish.
It's like a manatee.
This thing's probably 50 years old. But this man really takes it seriously. He caught it, took pictures, kept it in water like an aerator, kept it in water the whole time, took it to a DNR certification station, got it certified as a state record, and then he immediately drove it straight back to the Missouri River and released it.
Nice.
So
this looks a little bit like you when you're fishing, except you've just had a big week of eating.
Oh, the fish does? Yeah.
No, you.
Oh, me? Oh,
yeah.
I was going to say, I've looked like that fish, too, on Saturday mornings sometimes.
Yeah.
Now here is a previously unseen clip from the old Joy of Painting show with Bob Ross.
There we go. Just let that kielbasa sit there like it knows it's the star of the cookout. Biggest one I could fit on this little old canvas. Any bigger and I'd have to call your mom to help carry it. She handles big sausages like a pro.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, he painted all sorts of things, not just landscapes.
I don't remember sausage.
Dark showers, you've heard of those? Showering in
No.
the dark, that's it. There's nothing weird, sexual. I mean, it's a little weird. Nothing sexual about it. They're a trend on social media right now. And it turns out that the content creators are kind of onto something. Doctors, therapists kind of looking into this, explaining it. The idea is simple. You turn out the lights while you're taking a shower. And apparently by dimming or turning off the lights, you create a sensory cocoon that signals the body to unwind. I tried this morning. Went in, I got in the shower. I turned out all the lights or turned the shower on, turned on all the lights, got in, and then I realized that I shave in the shower and I don't want to do that in the dark. So I had to get back out of the shower again, track water all over the floor, and go over and turn on the fan and the light. Turn on the light and the fan.
Yeah, it's going to be a no for me on that. And if you want to wind down, wouldn't you take this kind of shower at the end of the day, not at the beginning of the day?
Well, I didn't specify when you have to take the dark shower, but
you just said you took one this morning.
Well, I only take a shower in the morning. I don't take them at night.
But you don't want to wind down before you go to work.
Well, I don't want to go to sleep, but I kind of want to, see if
Just relax.
It helped me kind of gather my thoughts and stuff. But it didn't work. And now, Murph, you'll appreciate this. 5 seconds of Benny Hill.
like every show.
My parents would, like Benny Hill would come on, and my mom would be like, "Oh, you can't watch that. You can't watch that." You know who let me watch Benny Hill? My grandma. My grandma
Really?
Fales. We were over there, and Benny Hill came on. She's watching it. I'm playing in the room. She didn't care. She was just laughing. She was just like, "Oh, this is so dumb," but she's laughing really hard the whole time. So I started appreciating Benny Hill with my grandmother.
That's great because it is dumb and it is
So-
funny.
So damn funny. And they make such good YouTube shorts these days. The world's biggest passenger jet, the Lufthansa Airbus A380, here it comes, making its final landing in Denver this week. It made more than 300 trips between Denver and Munich this summer. The full length, look at how big this thing is. Full
I don't
length.
have scale yet. It needs
double-
scale. Let me see something else.
Yeah, double deck. Look at that. There's 2 full
wow.
floors. The full-length double-deck aircraft is a typical seating for 525 passengers.
Oh my goodness.
It has a maximum certified capacity, though, of over 800 passengers. Typically, they just go with the 525. It's going to take a little time off, and then it will return to service next June. That would be a long flight from Denver to Munich. Finally, from the bowels of Instagram, who says the perfect couple's Halloween costume set doesn't exist? Deer in the headlights?
Yeah.
Boom. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Look at that thing.
She's wearing headlights.
She's got the headlights, and he's fixated on them.
He's fixated. He's caught.
He's stuck in the middle of the road because of them. He
Could you
can't
ima-
move.
Imagine going around and posing at this at each party. You'd be a hit. You'd pose for some pictures.
Yeah, this would be for the party. Yeah, she's even got like the road stripes down the middle. I love it. That's your more, everybody.
Grimaldi's fan photos, Murph_Andy at IowaEverywhere.com. And we'll give away a $50 gift card to Grimaldi's coal-fired brick oven pizza.
Here's our buddy Chris Jones. He's down in St. Louis now, but he emailed this to me. He said, I happened to get my Emmy while wearing the Iowa Everywhere Support Local Media hoodie that he bought on the merch store. So
that's
send
awesome.
us that photo and support local media.
That's great. All right, Chris. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Chris.
See that he
Man.
dressed up for the ceremony there.
That's Chris's tuxedo right there. That's it. No, that's awesome. Thank you for sending that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Mr. Movie.
It's time to go to the movies with Mr. Movie, Mike Woody, presented by P&P Small Engines.
P&P Small Engines, you can feel it in the air. Check out the great selection prices at P&P Small Engines on a new snowblower. Hello, Mr. Movie.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
Hey, I don't understand all this hassle about, the World Series. Obviously, they never came down and watched the Murphy brothers play. They could pitch, they could hit. Well, some of them could pitch.
Yeah.
Maybe not both of them could pitch.
Pitching took 2 years off my life. Some of the parents out there know what I'm talking about. Oh, man. Because every kid wants to pitch, and then he's on the mound or she's on the mound and not throwing strikes.
It's Little League.
It's Little League. I know. You had the right attitude about that. All right, our out of the box this week, we're following up on something we did a few weeks ago for director, but it's if this person is in a movie, you're going to see it. I mean, it's just the person's name is enough to sell you on, yeah, I'll probably like it. So I was going back over, as I'm sure you probably did too, and you try to start to think about, okay, who has made a body of work of movies that you mostly loved or at least liked in many cases? And I was a little bit surprised at my answer, but it was easily for me, Kevin Costner. And I went back over his body of work, and my goodness, here's just some of it. And I love most of these movies. Silverado, Bull Durham, No Way Out, Dances with Wolves, Tin Cup, The Untouchables, Field of Dreams, For Love of the Game, Open Range, really underrated, Guardian, Bodyguard, JFK, 13 Days, McFarlane USA, Perfect World, Draft Day, Hidden Figures. And that's not even getting to Yellowstone, which wasn't a movie. But this, I mean, He's made more movies that I love, I think, than anybody else. So if he's in a movie, I see it.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, it is a great body of work and a lot of range there. This is a tough one for me. I don't think there's like a movie that I could, if I see somebody's in a movie, I'm not just going to go see it because the actor is in it. I mean, give me a good idea that maybe it'll be a good movie, but it's really the buzz that I hear that brings me out. This is not a guy that's going to bring me out to the movie theater. Because he's dead. But Philip Seymour Hoffman has more movies than I will ever see in my life. But if I know he is in a movie, I know that whether the part is big or small, he's just going to kill it, right? Here he did kill it. How many different types of roles has he done? I mean, from the most serious, the most grave, like this one in the movie Doubt, which is not a movie that I would ever think that I would be interested in watching.
He's so good in that.
About, suspected sexual abuser in the Catholic Church. What a heavy movie. And he's so good in it. To the silliest role that you could ever come up for with anybody in a movie, Along Came Polly, and he's like the reason that he and Alec Baldwin are the reason that movie works at all.
He's so hilarious in that, and the rain dance and the shooting the baskets and the way he eats pizza. I mean, some of that just continues to live on in that movie. And how much was he in Almost Famous? Maybe a total of like 5 minutes, and he's unforgettable in that.
And he's in The Big Lebowski. He's unforgettable, and in The Scent of a Woman, he's such a little prick. You can't stand him, right? I mean, he's so good and then even a movie like Charlie Wilson's War, which was not that great a movie, but he's so great that he literally lifts up the whole movie, right? I mean, like the movie is pretty good because of him.
It's a really good choice, though. As you say, he will not be getting you back to the theater.
No, but I don't go that much anyway. And there's always some movie that's come out in the past that I didn't know about. And he has he's got quite a body of work. And I feel like for the rest of my life, I'm going to be able to find a movie that I haven't seen yet that has Philip Seymour Hoffman in it.
Yeah, Magnolia, another one. That is a good choice. Mr. Movie, who do you have for just old reliable?
Well, I got to go back to Andy for a second because he says he doesn't see very many movies. I thought that whole Fridley quit sneaking candy thing was over.
Yeah.
The embargo.
Yeah.
Well, if I didn't have so much else going on, I would be over there every other day.
He'd be there more if he wasn't on the poster now. We're not sneaking.
Yeah,
snacks
right. Yeah, you blew my
theater.
cover. I can't show my face in there anymore.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
I wanted to find somebody that wasn't the Kevin Costner or the George Clooney or something. And I think I found the perfect one in Michael Keaton.
Great choice.
This guy has made so many movies, and he's made so many great movies, and even the movies where he's just a small part of, he's just wonderful, and he steals the movie. I mean, look at that. Mr. Mom. I mean, there's very few movies funnier than Mr. Mom.
And still quoted in 2025. People still
then he goes to
Mr.
Batman.
Mom.
I mean, look at the movies this guy has made. It's
Night
phenomenal.
Shift is so underrated.
Night Shift is great.
He's the best part of any movie that he's in. And he doesn't care what role it is. He could be a superhero. He could be kind of a guy working a concession stand. He doesn't care. He's just doing the work and having fun, and you can tell.
Yeah, and he's the other guys where he keeps quoting TLC lyrics, or what is
the Paper? He's so good in.
I just rewatched Spotlight, and he's great in that.
Great, yeah. Spotlight was you showed that in there. Yeah, I can't really explain why I like him so much. Can you put it into words? I mean, other than he's good,
I think
he seems to have very good taste in the movies that he picks.
He does, and I think he's just an everyman. I mean, you can sit there in the movie and you can go, he doesn't have great looks. He doesn't, but but he appeals to people. I mean, look at he was in Dumbo. He was Batman. He was the Vulture in Spider-Man. I mean, the guy has just done some fabulous films, and even in the small roles that he's taken, he's been a shining star.
Yeah, another underrated movie, Ron Howard's Gung Ho. He's good, and he's hey, I can hop in a car. I hop in a car right now. I'll be down there in like 22 hours.
I saw that movie in the theater in the 80s. I don't think I've seen it again since then. I need to go back and watch that.
It probably doesn't demand a second viewing.
Yeah, I remember being underwhelmed.
He's really going to let you do about nothing.
Look at a movie like Clean and Sober. I mean, he takes on those dramatic roles, and oh boy, stand back.
AD, what do you have?
I'm going with Ryan Gosling. He can just do just about anything. He does action movies, comedy, romance, thriller, a musical. He can do, and he's a good actor. He picks good movies. He picks good roles, and he's just so likable. His next movie is what I'm really excited about. It's called Project Hail Mary. I think it comes out next year. I've read the book twice. It's the same guy who wrote the book The Martian.
Yeah.
And I've read this book twice. I love it. I never thought it'd be a movie. I don't even know exactly how they're going to do it, but he's starring in it, and the trailer is out. And my daughter loves Ken. We watch I'm Just Ken constantly at our house on YouTube. Ryan Gosling is just a likable, good actor.
Yeah, and he's already been in space as Neil Armstrong, which is an underrated movie because it's a real slow burn character study. It's not like a movie about space heroism. It's just like all the weight of the world, almost figuratively, but almost literally on Neil Armstrong. It's a good movie. Yeah, that's a good choice there. Chainsaw Man won the box office. Halloween must be approaching. But let's get to the reviews from Mike Woody, Mr. Movie. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. This is about the period where Springsteen is at his most popular, but he's making the album Nebraska. And I know from just that period of time, this is where Springsteen slips into depression for the first time. So how does this all come together for a movie?
You know what? My wife's a big fan of the TV show The Bear, so that's how I got her to the theater. This guy will get an Oscar nomination. He is absolutely fabulous at Bruce Springsteen in the depths of his depression, and he's just completely fascinated with getting this Nebraska album done to the point where he just takes a little handheld recorder and records it himself in a room. And then that's basically what the album was.
They end up releasing it that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great look at Bruce Springsteen early in his career, struggling with life and all of the things that have come with his success. It's easily top 5 of the year.
Wow. Okay. So what is the grade for Springsteen Deliver Me From?
Sounds like an A to me.
A. Okay, good. We're back on track here with some good grades. Will Frankenstein keep the momentum going?
Well, Keith, I'd like to tell you that it did.
Jeez, that's quite a picture.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Jeez, that's
one might be too much for me.
Oh, too much for you? That looks like Scadaboo's surgery.
Yeah.
I've not read the book. As an English major, I know I should have read that book.
Yeah.
But
how'd you pass?
The movie is so dark, and it's so different than what I expected it to be, and all the other Frankenstein movies that we've seen, that it was hard for me to get into. It's very well made. Keith, it's by one of your favorite directors, Guillermo del Toro.
Oh gosh, he made the movie where the woman had sex with a fish and it won the Oscar. I don't think I've watched the Oscars since. It's like
I'm sitting there in the movie theater just laughing, thinking about you.
Oh God! But I watched that movie. I watched it. I was like, everybody says this is really good. It's like, what is this crap?
The guy is a brilliant filmmaker. His
visuals are incredible.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Because he had one movie where like something like just came in the palm of the hand, like it was like eyes in the palm of the hand. It was just total freak out. Yeah, he's always got these visuals that blow your mind. But ooh, I'm done at Shape of the Water or whatever that was called.
You know the thing that really held me up in this movie that I couldn't get into?
Booze?
Young Frankenstein. Because there's scenes in this movie that were in Young Frankenstein, but obviously they're played a little different in this movie. And so I'm sitting there laughing in the theater at moments that really weren't supposed to be laughing. So
getting side-eye from people. So you're kind of over the place with this review. So where is the grade going to land?
It's a B+. I mean, it's a very, very well-made movie. I need to read the book to see how far off the rails he was, because I can't see some of that stuff.
What do you have coming up this weekend? Not you personally, but in the movie business.
Predator, Badlands. How about that?
Okay, Predator, Badlands.
I think that opens this weekend. Yeah, it's
very good.
Yeah, we're starting to get to see some of the holiday movies that'll come out in the next 2 months, and it's going to be a good holiday season.
Good. I'm going to get out.
And there's a movie coming out. I don't know if you saw the first one, called Wicked. I've seen a lot about the sequel.
I haven't seen the first one. I have seen Wizard of Oz.
You haven't seen Wicked?
No.
You should. It's good.
It must be dark in that cave.
He hasn't been in my house in the last 5 years, apparently.
Yeah, there's only one who's out. All right. Thank you, Mr. Movie.
All right, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Enjoy the movies. Mr. Movie presented by P&P Small Engines. Time for Throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
All right, let's throw it down. Heartland Tire and Auto, treating you like family in Ankeny, Waukee, Knoxville, Boone, and Creston. Andy, it's probably logically a good time for a bye for Iowa. They'll get healthy, prepare for the Oregon game. Emotionally, though, you want to play right away. The momentum is going. I think everybody would be hyped for a game this weekend. Is this a good or bad time for Iowa's bye?
It's a bad time for the bye. The fan base is brimming. Iowa is rolling. They look very scary. It looks like a very scary place to play. It looks, I mean, it's fresh in your mind, this game against Minnesota, what they looked like. The Wisconsin game is still relatively fresh in your mind. The talk of what Indiana nearly got handed to them at Kinnick Stadium. All of that is fresh. You want to just keep that as hot as possible. It didn't matter which team you would bring in. They would be more concerned about that game this weekend than they will next weekend when things have had a chance to settle down. People have forgotten a little bit. That has dulled just a little bit, but you can use it to your advantage, but it would be better to play it this weekend.
The positives are the extra week of preparation and the extra week of healing injuries, especially Mark Gronowski. So there are some positives to it, but Andy has more of the right answer, I think, which is when you've just played your best overall game in years, you want to get right into another game.
All right, that was such a good question. I'm going to end Throwdowns after one.
Oh wow, okay, jeez, it's almost as if you were complimenting yourself because it's your question.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
You guys helped.
Now the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Game Day Men's Health. You can go to Ankeny, West Des Moines, North Liberty, the suburbs of Chicago, the suburbs of Sioux City up in South Dakota. Wherever you go, there are Iowa everywhere viewers telling Game Day that they heard about them here, and we appreciate that. That helps us, and they will help you with testosterone replacement therapy or whatever else you may need. We talked about Monday's Marathon World Series game, 18 innings. That meant some Fox stations who didn't get to pre-record had to stay late for their newscast, like in Kansas City, where Fox 4 finally called it a night after 3:30 in the morning.
The mood meter is in 85% to 15%. 20 of you voted. We thank you very much. Why the heck am I still here? I'm going home. Good night.
3:33 in the morning, and hey, still got 20 votes on their poll. So
yeah,
some people were watching.
Yeah,
it's a fair question. Why am I
so
still
thankful that
here?
we got to record
Yes.
this. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, AD. Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas.
Which drives you more crazy in NBA games? Traveling not called, carrying not called, neither bothers me. 78% go with traveling, only 10 say it's the carrying, and only 12% are so centered and calm that neither one of them bothers
I'm so
them.
used to it, it doesn't bother me anymore.
But is Giannis's travel, other than a guy forgetting he's holding a basketball and just walking it up the court?
I mean, both teams do it, so it doesn't feel like somebody's cheating. It just seems like, where do these rules go?
Oh, thank you. It's good to have you with us here on Murph and Andy on a Wednesday. I enjoyed that show. I hope you did too. Don't forget, two guys, Chris and Chris. It's live tonight at 7 across all of these Iowa Everywhere platforms. Don't miss that, or you can catch it later by getting your podcast. Keep the good times rolling and easy by liking and subscribing. We're back Friday. We hope you are too.